Hey, welcome to another outstanding, riveting episode of Plus One Millionaire. I'm going through my pile of topics. As you can see, I'm highly organized and sophisticated and totally down with technology. Okay, so I'm going through my list. So the topic I want to talk about is reno lessons. And this is a really good one because a lot of people are doing renos now as they are in their COVID homes, their COVID cocoons, and they're looking around. They're going, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? This place is like the walls are caving in. Excuse me, the walls are closing in, or they could be caving in too if it's a bad build." And I've done a lot of renovations over the years with the help of a lot of people, and I've learned a few things about doing renos. So that's what we're going to cover. And stay tuned. Stay till the end of this whole thing because I think you're going to get some interesting tips out of it and some learnings. Okay? So, I wrote some points which I'm going to share with you. Reno lessons. First thing is plan, over plan, extra plan. Have a plan A, plan B, plan C. Just keep planning. The second reno I did, not the second, maybe it was a reno in this house, and we're still not finished this house. It's like 1/3 finished after 15 years in the place. We didn't plan to do a couple of things that we ended up doing. It was just going to be a kitchen reno, and then next thing we knew, we added a powder room. Then we did the kids' bathroom, and then a couple of years later, we did our ensuite bathroom. Now, if we had planned better, we would have been able to get it done faster. But that was okay. But really think about what you want to do and make sure you write it all down. And then be ready to change your plans because something may come up. You go, oh, you know what? If we did this, if you have somebody else's input, your contractor, they're going to have a good idea that you would never have thought of. And just be flexible. Even though like you got to plan. Plan to be flexible and plan to change your plans. So then you're not going to get super frustrated when something comes up or you go, oh, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to. Be open. And the two overriding things about renos, the two top things that always happen are one, it's always going to take longer than they say it's going to take. Guaranteed. There's no two ways about it. Like, imagine all those people that planned to do renos in last spring during when COVID broke out. It's like, it's going to be longer. And it's always going to cost more. One, it's going to take longer. Two, it's going to cost more. I have yet to meet somebody that has ever done a reno and said, I came in 25% under budget. No, it's going to cost more. And that's just because, and hopefully you're working with a good contractor or you're doing it, you're GCing it yourself, but it's hopefully like you're not getting screwed over. It's usually stuff that you just couldn't foresee. Like you open up a wall and, oh, there's knob and tube wiring. Well, we got to get all that changed. That's going to cost a lot. Or, there's something weird in the foundation, or there's asbestos, or there's always going to be something. So that you got to plan to you give yourself 10-20% more. I've got some construction guys that I know, like really qualified, experienced dudes that you can contact. Reach out to me. I can put you in touch with them, and they could give you more details about that. And it's not their fault. These guys are trying to make a living. I have a lot of respect for contractors, general contractors. They're trying to make a living, but stuff happens, and There's some snaky guys out there, but the majority of them are really cool and good. They just want to make a living, get paid fairly, do a decent job, because they know your recommendation is going to get them another job. So they're not intentionally coming to your house and trying to screw you over. They want the job to fit within a budget. Goes over, we'll talk about it, but they also just have to be honest with you and say, sometimes this isn't. It's going to cost more for this. So, right. So it's gonna, and then when it costs more and you got to do something, that's why it ends up taking longer. So just be prepared for that, and set your expectations. Sometimes, like I've seen renos, like this one reno went across the street from me. It's like it went on for a ridiculous amount of time, and I think a lot of that had to do with the owners didn't live here, and they were counting on other people. So you got to stay on top of it. Any reno you're doing, like check in as much as often as you can, and get updates, set expectations, question why things are being done, question why things didn't get done, and just keep talking to your contractor and keep them on a path that you both agree with. Now, a lot of there's these sophisticated contractors will do these spreadsheets, and really there's guys that do that. Like, I'm all for that. If you're working with an architect, they'll make everything really systematic. Here are the dates. Here's when we expect completion. Da, da, da. Get that, because it'll give everybody singing off the same song sheet. There's no surprises, and when there is a surprise, you can adjust. So make sure, if that's something that you want from your contractor and it helps you and your comfort level, definitely do it. And make that part of your planning. Materials. I think it depends on your budget, of course, but there are Home Depot, Canadian Tire type of fixtures and lighting and that sort of stuff that you can get, and those are all fine. You can get them even for like rentals that you're doing rentals for. But if you're willing to pay a bit more, a lot of those manufacturers also have fixtures that you don't find at a Home Depot. They're a bit more expensive, but they're better fixtures. So that $50 faucet that is made by Moen, you could find that somewhere else at a specialty place that's also made by Moen, but it's $100 or it's $125, and it's got metal parts, it's got brass parts inside, so it's a better built faucet, and it's going to last longer. So that was a big learning I had. It's like, don't go too cheap. You don't have to go super expensive, but if you kind of keep it within that mid-range and you go to like a specialty place, like in Toronto we have a place called Taps. It's all like bathroom fixtures and that sort of stuff. So you're just going up a bit, and you're getting a better product, as opposed to something that's going to last 2 years and then you got to take it out anyways and pay a plumber to come in and fix it. Don't cheap out on those things. And also think about use, right? Kitchen faucet, bathroom, toilet, they're getting used all the time. Like all the time, right? So those parts inside had better be good. And make sure, you want all those inner workings to have a lifespan. So don't cheap out on those types of things. Paint. Get really good paint. Pay for good paint. It just, the wear and tear, like, that you're going to get, especially if you have kids and you just want to be able to wipe down the walls, and just pay for it. Crappy paint sucks, and the price of really good paint isn't exponential compared to crappy paint. Just get really good stuff. You just need it for the wear and tear, and think about where it's going to be. Uh, things like drywall, like when you're a contractor, he puts that all into the expense. But drywall is drywall; it's all going to be the same. But make sure you're getting the right kind of drywall. Like ask him for the bathroom, is this the good, the waterproof cement board drywall? Is it right for the bathroom? Like ask the questions. They know they have to get that, but you need to know that that they're putting in the right stuff. Your pot lights, if you're getting pot lights, ask, are the pot lights going to be energy efficient? Are they those long lasting LED ones? Just ask a lot of questions and do the research and be prepared for, really, like I said, just be prepared for things going a bit longer, things costing a bit more. And also, lastly, I'll probably do another video for the things that I missed on this one. I don't want to make this too long. Talk to your neighbors. Give them a heads up. And say, listen, I'm going to be doing this. It might get a little noisy, but, talk to contractors. And they're always going to start. You're legally, I think, allowed to start in Toronto after 8 a.m. And because the last thing you want is pissed off neighbors. And when it gets noisy and dusty, and I've seen it, and it ain't pretty. And then show your appreciation for their patience with the noise and stuff like that. And sometimes you may need a favor from them too. Can I park this here on your driveway for a couple of days, or just stuff like that? So work with your neighbors as well. Yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to do a second one for this one because, like I said, I don't want this to go on forever. Look for the part B on this one. And I hope these bunch of little tips have helped. And as you think about doing renovations on your place. And like I said, just feel free to reach out and DM me if you got any more questions. Thank you. Busboy Millionaire out.